It's the time to get down.
Vic, how much influence has he had on just the game of football in the sense that is it just me or is it half the college quarterbacks trying to imitate Michael Vick?
Yeah. Well, hey, look, they can't help but
look at Michigan.
Right.
Look at Michigan.
You're talking about Dane Chris. The whole model of the quarterback that is evolving into they're not going to get away from this. I'm sorry.
No.
I know everybody wants that traditional play in the pocket game, but it's like reminding me of boxing when they go to the MMAs. Will boxing ever trump what the MMAs are bringing to the up-and-coming generation? Dane Chris at Michigan is reminding me of there's going to be that quarterback who can actually stay in the pocket and run as a threat and affect you almost like a Roethlisberger who doesn't have the speed in his legs but has the arm, he has the mentality, and he did use his body and his strength. So it brings me back to this. You voted the best game. What was the best game that you got to experience? I picked between these 3. I said Washington, Dallas, hands down, because the expectations on paper for Dallas to perform, they're still haunted by their preseason nightmare. They cannot produce offense. You can't have this much talent on the team and produce only 7 points against a team that's picked to come last in the division.
Dude, and it was actually more entertaining than that score.
That's right.
It was actually more, because even though the struggle.
Yes.
Here's the things. The Dallas defense isn't as good as I thought either.
Yeah.
Especially they talk about up front.
Yes.
You guys, they're not stopping.
They're missing.
In other words, did you see? Okay,
they're missing 2 players on their line.
They are, and they also. I didn't realize. I didn't realize that one of their players has the most penalties in the whole NFL.
Yeah.
He has had the most.
Yeah.
And they had another guy, Flozell Adams, used to be the. Can you imagine being the guy who gets the most penalties in the whole NFL?
Right.
Come on.
Right. Okay. So okay. I'm gonna tell you my toss up for the best game that I experienced, because the thing that's going to happen with Philadelphia, and it's going to come up in another subject. I had to pick between Dallas, Washington, and then of course I didn't get to see the Indianapolis and Houston game, which I think probably was way more exciting based on expectation. But looking at that game with Philadelphia and Green Bay was very exciting, because I saw what they call that lightning strike of Vick,
right? And
I said, "Oh, quarterback controversy."
Right.
What the Philadelphia fans are going to get behind which quarterback?
Vick, because they're Philadelphia. They don't care about criminals.
Okay. All right. Now
they're used to criminals. They had that mayor for all those years.
Okay. Good one.
They had no offense. I know Philly. I got family in Philly. That's why I stayed away.
You're wrong. You're so wrong.
They told me don't come here. The police is rough.
Okay. Well,
police is rough in Philly. Unless you happen to be white, then it's okay.
Let's go to the second one. The worst game based on expectations, and I can tell you which one it was for me. Based on expectation, there are 2 games that stood out very well: Seattle, San Francisco, and Tennessee, Oakland. Okay. Those were, by far, the worst games. You know where I'm going.
Well, Tennessee was good because, one, we had a good, Vince Young looked pretty good. The team looked good.
Yes.
Oakland had sparks of things that, see, they're just saying, but Vic, they did have sparks. That's what gets you. They have sparks
How
of
many
stuff.
mental mistakes did they
Because
make?
they look uncoached. Because their coach, I think, is probably, needs...
Just say it.
Stupid. Stupid coach, stupid team, stupid.
Let me just say this.
Okay, and I like Jason Campbell.
I know you do.
But he's had how many offensive coordinators has he had to play under? Anyway, that was probably the game that sucked the most.
Yes, it did.
No,
yes, it did.
no, big no, it's not. No.
I know which one.
No, Seattle and San Francisco.
There you go.
No, because you know what?
What? You want
I would
Mike.
I would hate to be on San Francisco 49ers right now.
Woo.
Singletary and the defense. It's one thing when your offense don't score, but this man played defense. Lord.
Wait, what did
they probably practicing? They probably practicing today.
Well, you know what? Here's the part that said which preseason games didn't mean anything. San Francisco came out of that preseason with everybody on the hype end of wait for San Francisco. They may win this division, and then you go and see what Pete Carroll does in his first game and slams them 31-6. But the part I keep saying, Oakland.
Well, that's Dallas too. Dallas too.
Right. But the part with Oakland was everybody felt that this was going to be a 500 team or better. And looking at it, their coaching and discipline, And the protocol of playing on the field was terrible, and that's coaching to me.
They can still be better than 500.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I got to look at the schedule.
Okay. What headline is the best headline out of the week? I gave you 3 choices, Mario, but you can always create your own. One is Dallas, we have a problem, obviously for the reasons that the game that they lost. Or Mike Vick fans will chant, "We want Vick."
And then you'll be happy. They want Victor Allen.
Wait.
We want Vick. Oh, excuse me. The other Vic without a K.
That's right.
We want Vic.
That's cold. Or the last, Tio and Ocho Cinco, Batman and Robin, hide in Batcave after loss because all of a sudden on the last play of the game, they were
cat. I was looking for my cat.
Did you say what I thought you said?
I was looking for my kitty cat.
You did not go there. And
I was saying looking for the kitty cat.
The furry one.
Yeah.
I got
Casey.
You. Okay, well, here's
Come
your
here,
three.
girly,
Here's your 3 topics. Which ones is the best headline out of the week that was produced from our NFL Sunday kickoff week for NFL?
The best headline is
which one?
Tio and Ocho Cinco, Batman and Robin, hide in the Batcave after loss.
Oh.
And by the way, Vic.
Yes, sir.
Excellent picture, Vic. Everybody take a
look
at this picture.
Wait a minute. Somebody going, what does that have to do with?
Take a look. Jeez.
Okay.
Look at these wonderful now.
These are fans.
I think we have these go all the way from a B cup to a C. That may be a D cup. And so I just want to say, Vic, once again, you've done a wonderful job.
Right. Yeah, I know why. All right. 3 quick questions. Okay, we already hit them in a certain way. We said the most exciting game, the best team on the field, the most shocking outcome. We actually covered that a little bit. The most exciting game, we already determined that Philadelphia and Green Bay. Very exciting game. The best team on the field. Now, from what you were able to see, what team performed up and over expectations when you saw them play on the field? If you was watching any of the games.
New England.
Yeah, they did.
They look great.
They did.
Welker. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Hats off to them.
Yeah.
That's why Randy Moss's big mouth seems so out of place.
Well, look, the only reason why we're not covering Randy Moss because I think it's a play about something else. We'll get to it because everybody already knows the spin on this. You know, you don't come out and holler unless you want more money. The holler, no matter what they say, they're talking about he may have self-esteem issues. I said, would it make any difference if you get paid?
Well, yeah, and that's because Tom Brady got his deal signed late last week.
Right.
Like what, 2 days or before the season started, for an estimated $72 million deal, $48 million supposedly guaranteed.
Right.
That's an average of $18 million a year, making him the highest paid player in league history.
Yes, sir. So what does that tell you? So Randy's situation is what it is. He feels unappreciated. He doesn't realize.
I'm not appreciating him.
I know you're not. He's on the best organization.
He don't have a reality show.
Well,
T.O. and them, they have
what if he
Randy.
can't act? He can't act, maybe.
Maybe, and you need to be a little more pleasant. You know, get a makeover, fix up that dude, clean up that outfit.
What
you
they
know,
talked
maybe
about.
you can get a reality show too.
Some media slammed him though. They said you're already in your mid-30s. What you doing with the rag on your head, looking like you're in your early 20s? Is it appropriate to slam his dress attire?
Yes, it is. It's always appropriate.
So would you?
When you have fashion sense, as sensitive and developed as we do here at Pack Stereo, you have the right to slam him.
Okay.
Because he could be wearing some Pack Stereo gear like this wonderful item here. Okay. Long sleeve.
Yes, I understand. I understand your argument. It is a good argument, but we're going to leave Randy alone. All right, we got to flip it over real quick, man. I'm gonna say this right offhand. The most exciting game, the best team on the field, the most shocking outcome actually went 2 ways. It went for the NFL Sunday, but I'm going to use the same thing as it relates to college football. Now, on the college football scene, did you get to watch any of the games, Mario? I know it was a busy
I watched a bunch of college football.
Yeah.
Because I had to, by the way, Vic, I like to get away to college football because they play so hard.
Right.
And because I have to acknowledge the fact that in the back of my mind, I know that the NFL is headed for labor relations problem.
That's
Because
right.
everybody saw the signal.
Yes.
They walked out there with the fingers up. And that was the controversy, whether or not
yes, sir.
that it was inappropriate for the NFL players to make this signal that they were in unison.
Right.
But meanwhile, while all that is going on, of course, with the labor issues,
right.
you get to turn to college football, which, you know, and Vic,
right.
okay, Vic.
Right.
I saw a lot of games. First of all, my favorite quarterback from last year, Masoli,
yes.
is now at Is it Ole Miss? Is that
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Right.
Because I watched a lot of Southern games.
I know.
Miss Ole Miss, University of Mississippi. They had game. Everybody had game.
Right.
But I got to see him, and still running and throwing and doing some things.
I think he's doing okay. But when you see what Oregon did going into Tennessee,
their new quarterback. Do you see that new?
Yes.
Okay, so Oregon now State pulls up the other quarterback. Masoli's gone, and he's looking excellent.
And they're rated in a position. When you go into Tennessee, everybody knows they kept talking about in the first half of the game, and I'm gonna say to me, the most shocking outcome is still not this game. I expected the game because in the first half it was very close, and you thought Tennessee was taking a step towards saying, hey, we're going to be viable. But everybody said this Oregon team, because of the talent and the way they played the game, they're coming. And that second half, they shut them down, and it ended up going away 48-13. So Oregon is the highest scoring team in college football right now.
Wow.
So it lets you know.
Wow.
So they're hot. Now, here's the part.
Other teams, they're not really
Yeah.
highest scoring. But that's okay. But
It's skewed a little bit.
Who you play.
That 72-0 over New Mexico is kind of skewed, and I understand.
72 over New.
Right. See the part
72
right to 0. So
Wow.
and here's the other part. They don't give up that many points. So on one hand, you can look at their schemes. Tennessee got to put out their best plays on emotion and everything. You saw that happening, but over a period of time, you knew Oregon was coming. So now, here's the part. Out of the games I have listed here, for those of you who may not be checking us out at packstereo.tv/live, you can click on the morning coffee and then go into what we're showing here as display of which teams you thought was the most exciting game. I picked the most exciting game to me, even though it probably were better games, Michigan versus Notre Dame because of Dane Crisp.
Oh, what a game, you guys. Come on. First of all, it was hard fought.
Yes.
And then I liked the brothers' dreads. I had dreads like that.
Yes, you did.
If you go look at my pictures, I had them.
You bought them.
They just got heavy. They had them down to here. But,
yeah, you bought them.
But he had the wonderful, I did. I still have them, too.
Okay.
But, wonderful game. That's now, hey, Vic.
Yeah.
Isn't that certain players, whenever I watch college ball, I tell myself, let me look for him in years.
Right.
So we kind of already are saying that, right?
Right.
About a number of these cats, right?
Right.
Specifically, my man Shoelace,
Yes.
the quarterback
Yep.
for Michigan. Can't wait to see him in the pros, right?
Right. They're
Looking like Michael Vick again, right?
Right. What they're doing is the same, and when you can combine the effort, and they're talking about him real early as it relates to accumulating 1,000 yards in 2 weeks, and that is equally his rushing impact and his throwing impact. He doesn't have a big arm, but he gets it done, and he's extraordinarily fast. And I don't even get behind Michigan. But here's the part that reminds me of the Oakland Raiders. You're going to say, how's this reminding you of
Oh, that's bad.
I'm going to say this.
They got an old fart at the head of the team.
I'm saying this. Michigan had to come out of the, excuse me, my throat is killing me. Had to come out of the age of having that traditional football scheme that they always were predictable in. And they got a new coach, Rich Rodriguez, came in and said, here's the quarterback of the future. Now, our team may not measure up in talent across the board, but what they bring, this excitement, and they talked about this guy, Dane Crisp, and said, is he in your top 5 as it relates to Heisman votes this early in the season? Or is he your number 1 at this time? Because they talked about he has sizzle. And I was watching the show and said, Sizzle.
I know Sizzle. Okay. She's a stripper from Compton. Oh, that's
I thought she was from the Bronx.
Oh, that's her cousin. That's
South
Sazzle. That's Sazzle. I know her.
Okay.
She writes me on Facebook.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Chocolate ties. Remember the one, chocolate ties?
Yes.
Yeah, chocolate ties.
Okay. All right, you got it. All right.
Sister, yeah.
All right, but here's the most shocking game I voted on, because here's the argument we had about Boise State. We said Boise State we put them at number 3 in the ranking. They just beat Virginia Tech in Virginia by 3 points. Then Virginia Tech comes back and lose to a Division II.